Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're talking about the top 2,121 games that I've reviewed of all time. Now I have played more games than that presently, but at this point I did have to make a cutoff and now inside the top 100. So now we're talking today about 80 through to 71. Right up, let's start about this one. Well, it's the only game that's kind of in this twice because I kind of slightly goofed because it's Power Grid Deluxe Europe, North America. Because I've already mentioned Power Grid already in this list, I am going to mention a different game which has kind of been a new entry for me. I've played it quite a lot of times this month in particular. I played it on my birthday, in fact, which was yesterday. Here it is, Point Salad. So this is a particular game whereby it's basically based on a mechanism called Point Salad. You get points for different things. There are 6 types of vegetable, and what you're going to do is try to maybe get sets of them, maybe get groups of them, maybe get the fewest, the most, and stuff like that. Only negative is the rules weren't that clear on what represents a fewest, what is odd, what's even in terms of 0. The designer, or at least one of them, actually has come up with a different example of what they would define it as being. But as long as you house rule it, they're fine with that. So 79, we have Game Over, a Game Fair murder mystery. Now I played this is from Pegasus Spieler. I got this over, I think, in Germany. A lot of fun. I played it at a convention, so it's basically a murder mystery at a convention. Someone's been murdered at a convention. I played it at the UK Games Expo, loads of fun. I played it as a 7. You can play it at 7 or 8. Very enjoyable, very memorable. Good 3 hours or so, and yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on, so I don't want to spoil it, but I have got the review as well for that, so check out that as well. Okay, next up, 78, a huge game. It's a space opera game, it's a sandbox game, it's Eclipse Second Dawn of For the Galaxy. This is a game which is a kind of a 4X game, sort of explore, exploit, expand, exterminate. Actually, I played it the same person I played Game Over with. A very enjoyable game. The only downside is the hex tiles. When you flip them over, you might end up actually being lucky. I got lucky, happened to win the game, and I think that may have been a factor behind it. Next up, again, I played, I think, 10 times last month, and that's quite impressive for what it is, and that is War of the Ring 2nd Edition. This is basically Lord of the Rings in a box. It doesn't take as long as you think it is. It's not necessarily, well, my first game was almost around 11 hours, but I've played in an hour and it's definitely playable in 1 hour. A lot of fun, asymmetric game. We'll be doing some more stuff about asymmetric games as well. But from asymmetric games, and at 76 from Pandasaurus Games, we've got Magicora Legacy. Now I've played through this, you can now play it standard afterwards, which I do enjoy playing, and hence why it's kind of replaced Magicora and all the other bits I've played with it as well. Next up, one of my most watched videos on the channel, it's Rivals for Catan, and this is Age of Enlightenment. So basically I've rolled all up Rivals for Catan, put this expansion into it as well, which I recommend. I do recommend both. Both expansions are both actually very popular on the channel as well. It's a 2-player Catan game basically, so considering Settlers for Catan, now known as Settlers, which has over 40 different editions, I've played over 20 of them, and I have a playlist I think for Catan as well. This one, like I said, is just a 2-player game. It's not 3 to 4 or 5 or 6 with the expansion, which initially was built in, but it was scaled back when they actually chose to launch it with Cosmos. I have walked past the designer Klaus Teuber in Spiel in Germany in Essen, and I do recommend the game. So 74, it's another 2-player game, and this is a French designer. I've met him and I've even got my copy signed. This is Seven Wonders Duo. If you do want to check out that signed picture and stuff like that, search Tokaido Duo, and you'll actually see some great artwork pictures, stuff by the designer. A great designer, designed Hanabi, amongst other games, Takanoko. He loves Japanese themed games. Next up, a bit of a Freudian slip there because it's right next to me, and that is Seven Wonders Duel. Now I'm actually getting my shield mini painted as well, which apparently is an easy job, and I look forward to seeing how that turns out. I won't be mentioning about any of the Seven Wonders presently, you might see some behind me. And yeah, this is another 2-player game by another French designer, Anton Balzer again in fact, and Bruno Cathala. So great video in particular for Anton Balzer. Next up, we've got Dominant Species Marine. This is a large game by GMT and the late Chad Jensen. Highly enjoyable worker placement game. Does take a long time, even on short mode. Great memories of this. Very thematic, really good, very deep, and yeah, lots to say about it. You know, there's very little negatives I can give, other than, like I said, it just run along for what it is. And finally, it's a cooperative game. It's a kids game. In at 71, it's Core Request by Bright Eye Games. I don't have a copy. I would love a copy, but yeah, very enjoyable game this. I haven't played the expansion. Harder than you think it is, especially if you play with like adult rules as opposed to kids rules. And this is where it's a dungeon crawling game, and you can like scale up your heroes and fight off baddies, and then try and fight off a big boss at the end. So we have it. That is 80 through to 71 for 2023. Any questions, please let me know in the comments YouTuber best. Aside from that, if you are interested in further videos, especially in this particular list, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. There are daily videos, so if you want the notification bell on or off, it's up to you. And lastly, there are occasionally competitions though, so you might want that bell, because if you head through to Linktree in particular, they are time sensitive, so they do disappear off there. Via Facebook, you can join the discussion as well. Over on Instagram, over 2,820 odd posts now, I think now. And also you can go through to various other elements as well of the, I guess, the hub. So thank you for watching. Like I said, please do share, like, and I'll speak to you again very soon. But for now, back to the table.